There are two prongs to this story. First, let's just take the general virus story. How bad is demand down from people just not driving?
Yeah, I think that's the key to what's happening right now in the market. You've got driving demand last week was down 27% in the United States. We're seeing some areas of the United States as high as 80% down. We're seeing it really through nominations coming from our customers who want our product or actually don't want our product right now because demand is down so far, both domestically and globally. It's not just a domestic story. We export a lot of our ethanol as well, and we've seen some of those customers completely back out of their contracts and calling force majeure, as they say. So we're really seeing a big drop in the product right now, and that's really wreaking havoc on this industry.
Do you have any visibility into China, where areas have started to open up, in terms of what kind of rebound we can expect when things get a little bit better?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing them sniff around a little bit right now. They bought some corn, they bought a little bit of soybeans, but those aren't really big deals relative to the demand that we have domestically for agricultural products and ethanol. And so, we really haven't seen them come into the ethanol market. It's really the Brazilians that have started to slow down taking our product in other parts of the world. But China is sniffing around, but thus far we have not seen them book any of our product out of the United States. But they need it, and they need it badly. And so they could really make a big dramatic shift on this industry. And we think through the trade war negotiations that ethanol was part of the solution, and we're really just waiting for them to come back into the market. But at this point, we're really not seeing them return to the global markets in any way, shape, or form for ethanol.
So where the industry was before is also a good indicator of sort of then when we go back to some kind of recovery phase, what it looks like. There were higher expectations for a higher ethanol blend, like E15, for example. And so 15% of what you blend for a gallon of gasoline has to come from ethanol versus 10%. They were talking about more exports, for example, some policy shifts to wind up help ethanol producers. Where is all that conversation right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically, some of the issues we had. We were already oversupplying the market as an industry. So this industry has a long-term idea that, we make a little bit more product and we wait for the demand to catch up, and the demand really hasn't caught up. And it's really from an overzealous EPA that somehow favors oil over ethanol, somehow favors, doesn't look at clean air and clean water as much as they look at favoring the oil industry. And it's kind of mind-boggling, But through all that, we're just overproducing just a little bit more than we need every single day around the world. And we really need E15 expansion, and we really need the EPA to clear some of the last hurdles. The president is very supportive of E15 and 15% ethanol blends. It's really this EPA that needs to change a few more factors and get the product into the market. The consumer wants it. It's cheaper than normal E10. It's 88 octane. It really is a great product. It hasn't seen not one claim has come after several years of using it from the consumer. So, that's part of it. And really, we compete very well with the price of gasoline. We have for a very long time. But, when you're fighting for share of the gas tank, it's a big battle. And so we're starting to see E15 roll out across retail platforms. But in some of the branded stations, the big brands, they're still under their own old fuel contracts. And so it's been a hard battle. But we're starting to make some progress. But we really need that. We need China to come back into the market. And we really need to temper our expectations on some of the supply that we put out there as well. I mean, we need to slow down as an industry. And that's really starting to happen right now just because of the coronavirus. But overall, it probably needs to stay that way for a little while longer.